Hey Saints, you're watching SFHS Today. I'm Amelia.
And I'm Nick. Today we're broadcasting from the sound booth above the multi-purpose room.
You might not be familiar with this area of the school, but that's okay, because this week's show is all about everything you didn't know you didn't know.
See, most students know that about the NPR as the extra lunchroom, but the NPR is also used as an extra performance space.
During next week's Madrigal Dinner, this space will be used by Mr. Warren to keep an eye on the dinner and direct the singers out of the eye of the audience.
Speaking of madrigals, Garrett spoke with Mr. Warren about next week's Madrigals dinner.
What is Madrigals?
Madrigals is a dinner theater performance that's based in the Renaissance era. We do a 30-minute show that the students wrote, and we add 14 pieces of music into the middle of it. It's a great evening. People come out, we feed them, and give them a little music and show.
Okay, cool. How are things looking this year?
Kids are working really hard. The show's shaping up really, really well. It's an exciting show. It's kind of a new take on the whole Madrigal Dinner deal, but it's certainly looking up, and it's certainly an exciting performance for people to look forward to.
Okay, how are things going to be different this year as opposed to other years?
This is a little more modern take on the Madrigal Dinner. We use modern characters based on celebrities. The whole thing is an award show, so we're using celebrities that people are very, very well aware of, and those kind of tie their own personal lives, kind of tie the story together through an award show kind of lens.
Okay. When is it going to be?
Madrigal Dinner is next weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Tickets are still available. You can get order forms at the school website. And our Thursday night performance is almost sold out, so get your tickets soon.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks, Garrett. On to today's news. Last night, drama students put on 2 one-act plays.
Because of the high number of students who auditioned for the fall play, director Ms. Morehouse Olson created 2 additional plays for the students who didn't make the plot like Grammy Thicket.
One of the one-act plays, Liz, was written by a former SFHS student about her life with autism.
Eric caught up with Mr. Tengren, the director, for more about the play.
What is this play Liz about?
Liz is a play written by a former student about her life growing up with autism and how she hopes her life is going to turn out. So it combines elements of the bullying she had to live through when she was younger, and how when she started hitting around middle school and high school especially, she started to find her passion in theater, and that's where she finally was able to come into her own being and find peace and love.
Thanks, Eric.
Maria spoke with science teacher Mr. Randall about an award he won for his work with natural resources.
So, Mr. Randall, tell us about the award you recently received.
I just recently received the Teacher's Award for soil and water conservation from the state of Minnesota. Minnesota gives out a lot of state awards each year, and this year they called Anoka County and they asked for a person's name, and I was informed that they sent my name in, so I thanked them for thinking about me to do so, but next thing I know, I won.
Awesome. So is that related to the class that you teach?
It was part of wildlife management and also a part of natural history that I taught. For the past 18 years or so, we've been looking at the health of the Rum River and monitoring the healthiness of it by using macroinvertebrates. And we work with Anoka County by always sending in our macroinvertebrates that we caught, and then we would put it in an index number and talk about the clarity and the health of the river. So we have about probably more than 15 years of data on the health of that river, and from what I understand, our little stretch here in St. Francis and almost down to Anoka is the cleanest spot on the entire Rum River.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
That's great, Maria. Thanks. Earlier this week, Michael got more information on the food drive, which runs through November 15th.
Hi, could you tell us a little bit about the food drive, such as when it ends?
Yep, the food drive is going to go from last Monday until the 15th of November, which is a Friday. students are supposed to bring in food items or even hygiene items to place in our food shelf first, and then once our food shelf is filled up, then it will go to the Northern Anoka County emergency food shelf after that.
Okay, and it's kind of a competition for like which class can get the most. Which class is winning right now?
The class that's winning right now is Mr. Kelly Lipinski in the Social Studies Department, followed by Miss Moffitt in the English Department, followed by Miss Weiland's class. She's a health teacher and a medical careers teacher. She's very closely in third, so it's been a very close competition and very heated. There's a big Subway party sub on the line, so whichever class wins will earn enough Subway sandwiches for 40 people, so it's a huge deal.
How much can we fit within our food shelf?
Well, it is a smaller room, so we try to fill it up as much as we possibly can, but we were so successful last year that we needed to have a secondary food shelf to give to, because it was completely full. So, and thank you to the students for being so generous.
How often does our food shelf get used?
You know, I'm not down there all the time, but I do know that students who might not be living at home can utilize it. We do also have a fund in our school, and students can come up to the counseling department to ask about it, where they might be able to get some gas money or things like that. So if students are in need of anything this holiday season, just please work with your counselor so that we can make sure that everybody's healthy and happy.
Thanks, Michael.
You may have noticed that today's news is all about things you didn't know that you didn't know.
Jaden roamed the school this week looking for things you didn't know you didn't know. Here she is with what she found.
Hey Saints, here's some things I bet you didn't know that you didn't know about St. Francis. Hey St. Francis, here's something I bet you didn't know that you didn't know.
Did you know that if you are a student, adult age, 18, that you are allowed to get out of school to go vote?
I bet this is something else that you didn't know.
Hi, St. Francis. This is the 100th anniversary of St. Francis High School. The first class to graduate began high school in 1913 in the old building, which is no longer there. Where the water tower is now, the first class graduated in 1916.
Hey guys, bet you didn't know that you're the actual 100th class to graduate as the class of 2016.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey St. Francis, here's something I bet you didn't know that you didn't know.
Wir bieten hier in St. Francis 3 Sprachen, aber nächstes Jahr nur 2.
Thank you. Did you know St. Francis PAC has a catwalk? Although you're only authorized up here if you take a theater production with Mo.
Thanks, Jaden. That was interesting.
And in other news you didn't know that you didn't know, Maria spoke with Miss Schreiber about this year's trip to Guatemala.
A big Guatemala trip is coming up this summer, and I'm here to talk to Ms. Schreiber about it. So when is this trip?
We are looking forward to traveling with students this coming summer, June 8th, returning on the 29th of June, so 3-week adventure.
Wow. Who can go?
The trip is open to students who have completed 2 years of Spanish once we're ready to go. So by the end of spring, try to have completed 2 years of Spanish.
Nice.
Or more.
Cool. And what are you most looking forward to on the trip?
You know, I haven't been there yet, so I am really looking forward to some of the activities and obviously the sights. Bartering is always fun, getting some products and, you know, unique memories, I guess, from the markets and pictures. I just love all that stuff. And seeing the kids use their Spanish, can't wait.
Awesome. How can people find more information?
We have another meeting on Thursday, the 14th of November, which is next week, and it's in my room here at 5:30. So kind of last chance to get signed up, and a money commitment we'll be asking for very, very soon. So sign up, get in here.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Wednesday night, there was a meeting held to discuss the 2 roundabouts that St. Francis plans to put in the coming years.
The next meeting is scheduled for next summer.
Next week, we observe Veterans Day, a day to honor our nation's veterans.
Jake caught up with Student Council Representative Chris DeSanto for more information.
What are some of your views on Veterans Day?
The views that I have on Veterans Day is being active duty. We're not really considered veterans, but we get treated great by the civilian population and by everyone. It's a day set aside, in the year to recognize those who served and those who currently serve, like myself. And it's really nice to have somebody come up to us, even on a daily basis and thank me for my service. And it means a lot to me to get that from you guys, from the civilian population of the nation. That's really what it means to me. It's fulfillment, I guess would be a good answer for that.
What are some reasons for your joining?
Well, I came in after I had a couple years of college, and I came in to I don't have to depend on my parents anymore. I was already in college, but I'd used up my college fund and didn't want to depend on them. Didn't want to have to go back and kind of struggle and get a job and try to pay for college and that. And so I decided to go into the Navy. I've had family that was in the Navy. My grandfather was on the USS Arizona. My dad was in the Navy. He did 4 years. I was going to be in the Navy. So, at the time when I was single, I went in and got my money for college. I did 4 years, and it's been the best choice that I've ever made. As far as being a family man.
What would you like to do after the Navy?
After the Navy, my kids are going to be a little bit older. I've only got 3 years left. Unless I pick up my next pay grade, I'll get to stay in. But I think when I finally grow up and retire from the Navy, then I think I'll probably go back to school.
What are some things that our school is doing for Veterans Day this year?
For Veterans Day, we're dressing up in red, white, and blue, and we are sending thank you notes to people who have served and people serving right now. And you can write them during your academic time on Monday.
Are we sending the letters to anyone specific?
No, just to veterans and people fighting.
Thanks, Jake.
Well, that's all we have for you this week, Saints. We hope you enjoyed learning about the things you didn't know that you didn't know.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week, Saints. Stay tuned for weather and sports.
Hey Saints, as you can see, we're bringing you the forecast from the top of the roof this afternoon. Earlier this week we got a taste of winter, but that should hold off this weekend. We have a high of 42 today and a low of 34. Moving on to tomorrow, it should be partly cloudy and sunny all day with a high of 44 and a low of 29. Sunday, the high is also 44, but the low is 24. There will also be times of clouds and times of sun, but there is a 25% chance of precipitation. That's all we have for you this week. See you next week, Saints.
Welcome back, Saints, to another edition of Picks of the Week. I'm Logan.
I'm Nash.
Let's get started. The first game we're looking at is Detroit at Chicago. Who are you taking, Nash?
I think Detroit's going to take this one. They've been on fire with Calvin Johnson having another amazing season, and Reggie Bush is doing great too. What do you think?
I'm also going Detroit. They just got too many offensive weapons. I don't think Chicago will keep up with them. I'm going Detroit.
All right. How about Carolina at San Francisco? Who are you taking there?
I'm going Carolina in this one. Second-ranked defense. I like them. Cam Newton's more like a trustworthy quarterback every week, and I think they'll go in San Fran and take that one. How about you?
There's no way. San Francisco's on a 5-game winning streak. They were a little slow at the beginning of the year, but they're really picking it up now. There's no way Carolina's going to beat them.
All right. Houston at Arizona. Who are you taking there?
Arizona. I really like Carson Palmer. He's getting good. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, he's all right, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm going Houston, though. I mean, you see their game last week? Case Keenum at quarterback now. It looks like they found a quarterback and a few offensive weapons. I think they'll go in at Arizona and take that one for sure.
Case Keenum won't be able to touch the Arizona defense. Let's see how this goes down.
We'll see. It'll be a good battle.
Yeah.
Hey Saints, we're reporting to you from the press box above the football field. This week in sports, senior Jake Johnson has recently signed with Northern State University for basketball.
Here's Jaden talking to Jake about the exciting news.
Hey Saints, I'm here with Jake Johnson, senior basketball captain. Hey Jake, can you tell us a little bit about the college you just signed with?
I just signed with Northern State, and it's a school in Aberdeen, South Dakota. One of the coolest things about them, they have great tradition. They have almost 5,000 fans at each one of their games, which leads the nation in Division II, which is pretty cool. That's the top of the conference, so I'm really excited for next year.
That's great. Can you tell us a little bit about the upcoming basketball season?
We should be good. I mean, we have all returning players almost. I mean, we lost a couple players that played significant minutes, but we should be good with a lot of the young talent.
Okay, thank you.
Ski and Snowboard Club is starting to form. Be sure to pick up your sign-up sheet from the activities office if you want to join.
It is due November 18th by 5 p.m. Cross-country captain senior Grant Olson made his way to state recently. Jaden caught up with him to talk about this news.
Hey Saints, I'm here with Grant Olson, senior at our school, but full-time PSEO student. Also, he's the cross-country captain, and he just went to state this season for cross-country. Can you tell us a little bit about your season?
Our season has been going great. We've had an amazing season with our guys varsity consisting of 5 people, and our girls varsity consisting of anywhere between 7 and 5. Our races have been going, for the most part, good. We've had some bad times where we haven't really PR'd, but on the most part, all of our runners have been doing exceptionally well, both in practice and in the meets.
That's awesome. So you just went to state. Can you tell us what for and how you did?
I went to state for the 5,000 meter race, also known as a 5K, and I qualified for that with a time of 16 minutes and 44 seconds. At state, which was this Saturday, I did all right. I mean, I was hoping to get a little faster time, but because of how fast the race came out in, with around a 5:11 first mile, I was not able to get negative splits as I had hoped, and I ended up with a 16:53, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend, Saints.